Guys, it is that time of the month again, and this time, nobody's safe. May is coming for everyone's wallet. So I'm gonna make it real easy for you guys. We are going over the top 10 most hyped sneakers dropping in May. To kick us off, coming in at number 10, we got the Jordan 1 High Latte. I get it, Jordan 1 hype has been down for a minute, but this colorway, I've gotta say, is solid. The main appeal of this pair of shoes is obviously because it's just a slightly lighter take on the already insanely popular Jordan 1 High Mocha. I think this is a solid option for anybody who didn't manage to get the mochas or were looking for a colorway that's somewhat similar. These are going to be a lot more affordable, potentially under retail. And since we unbox them on the channel, it looks like they're putting a lot more effort into this pair as well. We've got custom box, we've even got a freaking coaster that they included in there, extra laces, and the materials are not all that bad. It's kind of like an upgrade on the mochas, but yeah, just a slightly different colorway. These are going to be dropping on May the 29th. Coming in at number 9, we've got the Adidas Bad Bunny collaboration on the Campus model, which apparently is gonna be the last. Not a bad colorway to end this silhouette on. I think it was definitely a underrated pair of shoes. Like, I know it was still hyped, it's sold out, people like them, but I think for the price tag, the quality, the material, the way that these things look, I feel like they should have been a lot more popular than they ended up being. These are gonna be dropping on May the 11th through the Adidas Confirmed app. I'm sure a bunch of different retailers. Even though this is the last colorway, I think there's gonna be a solid amount of people going out to get them, but they could end up sitting on shelves as well. I think it's a solid pair of shoes. If you haven't tried out this model yet, I definitely suggest it. I don't think you'll be disappointed with at least the quality of materials and what you're getting. Definitely one of the best releases happening in May. Coming in at number 8, this one is very different and a nice switch up to things. It's the FCTRY LAB NLE Choppa duck boot. So even though it seems relatively random in terms of the collaboration, it does make a decent amount of sense. If you didn't know who FCTRY LAB was, it was founded by an ex-Yeezy designer and employee of Adidas. He decided to start his own business, which is a manufacturer which designed some pretty insane stuff with their first shoes. We checked out the Night Runner on the channel a while back, and now they're kind of moving into more of the collaboration sphere. Now, this duck boot is not only extremely different to pretty much anything we've seen on the market, it kind of reminds me of like the big red boot, but then it also has a lot more of like that sneakerness to it. It's got no laces. It is made of some kind of rubber or foam, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how these things feel on foot, but they definitely look pretty wild. Not to mention the fact that it's a collaboration with NLE Choppa definitely makes this a very hyped pair of shoes. And honestly, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm all here for it. Now, there's going to be two different release dates for this pair of sneakers. One is an exclusive pre-release through Complex. That's happening on May the 9th. And then the main release, which is going to happen through FCTRY LAB, is happening on May the 10th. I think they retail for $250, so no, it's not a cheap pair of shoes, but it is definitely unique. Coming in at number 7 is the Jordan 1 Low Shadow. I think these things are going to be a great option for anybody looking for something that's probably going to be relatively easy to cop. However, it's an iconic colorway, a very good looking wearable colorway at that, and they're going to be dropping on May the 11th. We've seen a ton of different variations of this colorway on the high top model. We had the reverses, I think, in 2020, but the last time that the actual Shadow lows dropped was 2015, and those things are extremely expensive. So there's going to be a lot of people who really enjoyed this colorway and want to grab these things when they do drop this month. Coming in at number 6, we've got a pair that's dropping right around the corner. It's the Nike Kobe 8 Mambacita. They're going to be dropping on May the 1st, which fittingly would have honored Gigi's 18th birthday, Kobe Bryant's daughter. That's obviously because this pair of shoes is basically created to honor Gigi's legacy. These come with a really nice color palette of blacks, whites, and grays, and then some golden accents. It's got butterflies floating around all over the top, which I think is really cool. I think this is a solid pair of shoes that makes a lot of sense. Around the back, you've got Gigi's name and her jersey number, which is really dope as well. Solid pair of shoes to drop, and definitely one that a lot of people are going to be going out for. Coming in at number 5, we've got the second colorway of the J Balvin Jordan 3. Obviously, we had the sales last year. This time, we're getting it just blacked out. This leather seems so freaking dark. It's also matte, so yeah, it looks like just a black void on your feet. Not to worry though, you do have some color pops around the back to again kind of signify the Medellin sunset, which I think is a really cool look on this black pair. Even though personally I do prefer the sail colorway, nevertheless these things are gonna be a tough cop. If they're anything like the first ones, these are gonna be hard. Now they should be dropping May the 22nd, and I think a lot of people are gonna be after them. So if you do like them, enter those raffles and just try your best like the rest of us. Coming in at number 4, we've got what looks like is gonna be the most hyped Nike SB Dunk of this year. It's the Futura Labs Nike SB Dunk Low. These things, after being leaked and rumored for a very long time, are finally dropping, and we don't actually have an exact release date. So at some point in May, they they should be releasing. Now, there is actually a couple colorways of these things. There's this main blue one, which is going to be the general release, but we also have a friends and family colorway, which will just be like, you know, something you can't touch. They're making like 10 pairs or something. These are coming in perfect time for summer. It's a very fitting summer colorway, which I think, you know, is going to look great with some specific outfits. It's definitely something a little bit different. It's all over canvas with some very interesting graphics all over it. It's got an iced out outsole and a bunch of different details. So yeah, this is definitely a pair that I'm going to be trying to grab, and I'm sure a ton of other people as well. Of course, if we get any more updates on the release date, I'll put it down in the description or just pop it up on screen wherever in the process of this video it comes up. Right, we've got a couple honorable mentions before hopping into the top three. First one is the Adidas Samba Lionel Messi collaboration. I believe there's two different colorways, the all over pink one and then the all over black one with pink accents. Both of these are going to be dropping on May the 29th. And you know, it's like one of the most famous football players out there, so I expect these things to be pretty hyped. Next, we got the Nike Dunk Low Ultraman, which is going to be dropping on May the 3rd. And finally, we got the Drake Nocta Hot Step 2, which is going to be dropping in this all over white colorway. Now, as you know, we took a look at the Volt Orange pair on the channel, and I did mention that I was going to be going for a different colorway. That's what I wanted. I don't mind this silhouette, even though some people absolutely hate it. I think that it is a little bit overpriced. It's a steep price tag of $200, so I might even wait to see if they go on sale, which I recommend for anybody else who, you know, isn't absolutely desperate to get their hands on these. Either way, those are going to be dropping on May the 9th. All right, let's get into this top three. We got a little bit of a Travis Scott takeover. First up at number 3, we've got the Travis Scott Jumpman Jack University Red. Honestly, these things could drop in April. Like, a password page was just loaded up to the Travis Scott's website yesterday. Nothing happened, but the actual scheduled release date as of right now is May the 1st. Again, that release date is just for the Travis Scott's website, so we all do expect that there's going to be a wider release further down the line, probably in May as well. And of course, that'll be the Nike sneakers app, a bunch of different retailers, similar to how the rollout for the sale colorway has been. As far as this colorway goes, I definitely think it's a solid pair. It's not bad. I do prefer the sale one, but you can't go wrong with red, white, and sale. It's going to be most people's first time trying this silhouette, and I think it's a decent one. Yes, it could have been different, maybe a little bit more creative, but I still think it's a solid pair of shoes. And again, price tag pretty steep, but it is a Travis Scott sneaker. They are going to sell out like that. And number 2, we've got the Jordan 4 Military Blue, or Industrial Blue, whatever the hell you want to call these things. They're going to be dropping on May the 4th, and it's a highly anticipated release because these things realistically haven't been back since 1989. Now, if you want to check out the full review, I'll put it up in the corner of the video, whichever side you see the little thing. But my general thoughts on these things is that they are nice. There's a few things that you may not have expected with this colorway or this sneaker in general, but either way, I think it's a solid pair of 4s to release. I'm definitely adding these to the collection. But coming in at number 1 with the recipe that never fails, it's the Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott Elkins. The Jordan 1 Travis Scott combo recipe that they've been using on the Jordan 1 Low has worked. It's been the most popular shoe for a while now. However, they did switch up this recipe just a little bit because this colorway is pretty wild. I don't think we've ever seen something this vibrant from Travis Scott. Nevertheless, it is inspired by his school colors, which I guess does fit the narrative, but it's certainly not my personal favorite colorway of the Jordan 1 that Travis Scott has done. Usually he does a lot more of the earth tone things, which I'm a big fan of, but this one is definitely going to take some getting used to. Either way, they drop on May the 17th. Don't get it twisted, just because this is a really out there colorway, it doesn't mean that they're going to be any less hyped. It's a Travis Scott Jordan 1, for Christ's sake. They are going to fly. Now I need to know from you guys, what sneakers are you trying to grab this month? Let me know down in the comments. And to get a better look at the Jordan 4 Military Blue, just click that video over there.